Okay, so picture this. One bathroom for our parents, our brother, and 4 plus sisters at any given time. Our upstairs, one big open loft for 4 plus sisters sleeping all at the same time. Welcome to the Volker household. I know it's going to be different for all of us to go back and remember what this was like, but that's the whole point of this. So welcome to 6Ks and a mic.
6Ks and a mic. We're done being quiet, breaking all the rules, starting up a riot. Raw and real, no scripts to read. This is the honesty that women need.
All right. So let's start where every single morning in our house started, the bathroom. So just let that sink in. Think about your bathroom memories growing up in our house with only one bathroom. So we're going to go around in birth order and we're going to share what your morning bathroom experience was like. So again, let that sink in because viewers, they don't know what's coming here with these questions. So we'll give them a chance to think about it. But think about what your morning routine was like with our one bathroom. Kim, do you feel like you have some thoughts?
Just chaotic. It was very chaotic.
Can
And,
you
I
describe
can only
that?
remember so far back, right? Really, the memories start more in, like, middle school, right? Because when we were little, everybody could go in the bathtub at the same time. Didn't matter.
True.
That is
True.
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 Yeah.
That is very true.
And it was usually a group bath. And in the summer, remember Mom used to give us a bath in the pool outside in the backyard?
Would she
I
hose
do
you
not
down?
remember that.
No, we had played in it all day, and then she'd bring out soap and shampoo, like, in the early evening, and it'd be like, "All right, let's go." Yeah,
Kinda
I
makes
remember that.
sense.
Good use of
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But when you'd get to middle school, I mean, that's when the chaos really started
It's
for
funny
me.
that you say that because I was thinking the exact same thing. Like getting ready for this, I was like, well, I really don't have any elementary memories of this, but definitely middle school and high school memories.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I can relate.
yeah. And then
Chris,
it
how about?
was
Oh,
you had to plan it, right? Everybody had to get up at certain times, and if you missed your shower, you were screwed. You better figure out where to go, kitchen sink, whatever. How many times you wash your hair in the kitchen sink?
I
A
did quite a
lot.
bit. I was gonna say I did quite a bit too.
Oh, yeah, I'd say multiple times, yeah.
You might have lucked out on this.
I did wash my hair in the kitchen sink
I
though
washed my
quite a
hair in
few
the kitchen
times.
sink
What
too.
was that? I don't feel like that's normal. I feel like most people would not do that.
Maybe it was passed down from them to us.
Listen, the bottom line is if you couldn't get in the bathroom, you were going to the kitchen sink for
I feel
teeth
like when you
brushing,
didn't
for
do
hair
that,
washing, whatever was necessary.
yeah.
But you guys got a second bathroom.
Yeah, we'll talk about that further down the line. Okay. All right, I'm
I,
done.
I totally forgot about the kitchen sink until you just mentioned that. But
I
you're
wouldn't
so
have
right.
survived without the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Well, see, and I spent most of my time in the kitchen sink because I never used the bathroom because I would come down those steps, I would walk into the dining room, and I would
sit by the heater.
I would sit myself right in front of that heater, and that's where I got dressed every single morning. So I would get dressed in front of the heater. Then once I was dressed, I would get up, I would go into the kitchen, I would use the kitchen sink, I would brush my teeth, and I would wash my hair. And that's how I got ready for each day was I never
Yep,
used the bathroom.
You never used morning showers. You took
Nope.
showers at night.
Yep. Yep.
That was smart. You probably got to relax, enjoy it, have hot water.
Yes, the shower the night before, I think that was pretty good. It was just more because the chaos of the morning as you're sitting on the floor in front of the heater and you're just watching people do this. It was just like insane. Yes, that's what I remember. But I do
Dad used
remember,
to shower at night too.
yeah, yes. So we had to fight for shower space. But I do remember just slow motion watching the chaos as I got dressed.
That is so very true, and I think I might have showered at night as well, because I don't remember showering in the morning, but I definitely remember washing my hair, and I
Oh,
think, Chris, I would sit in front of the other heater
I think
across
you
from you in the
did.
dining room.
I think you did.
Were you guys really cold? What was with
You
that?
I
were.
didn't do that. You don't
Yes.
remember that? I would go lay in front of that furnace that was right by the dining room table and like put my blanket over me and wait so that like it was cold when you'd wake up in the morning.
Well, and we
My
had those
kids do it
very
now.
big,
Hunter does it.
those were big old registers that were in the
Yes.
wall, so they were pretty large. So
And they
you got
could
a good
burn you,
heat from
too.
those. Yeah, you'd get a good heat from those. Kelly, I just remember you wetting your hair multiple times before
To
it
get
was
it just right.
just right. And there were times when Dad would leave to take us to school and she was not ready. So she would not go.
Who is that, Kelly?
He would come back around and get her and take her later.
That's not like
I
you to
know,
not
that
go on
so
time.
surprises
The
me.
I don't
hair-
remember that, so I must have repressed that memory
The
somewhere.
hair, the hair was the priority for Kelly. And if it was not just perfect, she was not going. And she had to wet it again and do it again. I was like, oh my God.
I do remember getting into arguments with you about it where you would be like, it's fine, just go.
It would blow my mind. Like,
Uh-huh.
where is it not okay? The
I think maybe
perfectionist.
you have a touch of OCD.
Maybe.
I mean,
Just
who
maybe.
gets their hair wet like 3 or 4 times in the morning and redries it?
But you
Hey,
don't you
listen.
remember as a teenager, like your hair's a big deal.
I know. I was
And
not a good girl teenager because I just put like a thing on and go. Remember, I had hair that was sort of curly, but sort of not. And I don't know.
and
probably
in my
wasn't a good-
defense, I have multiple colics on my head, which still exist today, that if you didn't get them the right way, they were sticking out. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, plus I feel like, Kim started dating her husband at what, 13,
14.
14? So she didn't care how she looked. She already had her man.
That's true.
That
She
is not
wasn't trying
true.
She wasn't trying to hunt anybody down.
That is
No.
not true. I cared how I looked, but not like that.
Kath, what's your memory of the bathroom?
Wait. In chronological order, you're next, or was that yours?
Oh, okay. Sorry. In chronological order, Chris is next. And so are you done, Chris?
Yes, I'm done.
She
And
bathed in the sink.
Right.
And I kind of did the same thing, yes. And sat in front of the heater. And I think I showered at night. I hope I showered at night because I don't remember when I showered.
We know you definitely showered.
A lot of
Yes.
people showered at night.
You
Yeah.
showered in high school, Kelly, because you got up first, took your shower, then Dad would get me up. I would move into the bathroom, and you'd move into the dining room in front of the big mirror to do your hair and makeup.
Okay, yeah, that I can go with that. That sounds accurate.
I kind of have a memory of you getting ready in the hallway of the bathroom. Like the hallway mirror, there was a mirror by
Oh,
Billy
yeah,
in between
yeah.
Billy's
Yeah.
room and the bathroom. And I feel like somebody was doing their hair there.
That was me, because I would move out of the bathroom and Billy would move into the bathroom. He always got up last because he didn't, have to do hair and makeup.
That's hilarious. Okay,
But
yeah.
Kelly
Because
was
I
in
have
the
a
dining
memory
room.
of somebody getting ready there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because Mom had that little table there with the mirror, and I'd put all my crap on the little table and have to
Yep.
get ready. Mm-hmm.
That's
And then there was
hilarious.
the
When did
dining room
Mom
mirror.
shower?
Mom didn't shower.
I don't
After
think
we
Mom
all went to
showered till we
school
went
and we're
to
out of the
school.
house.
Shower.
Yeah,
Well,
till
she didn't
everybody was
work,
gone.
remember? Like when we were kind of,
Yeah.
she didn't work until we were
She babysat. She
older.
babysat at home.
But
Yeah.
Dad had quite the system, and he got us all out of the house, and then that's when Mom probably got up and got ready and
That's
did her
true.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a strict time frame, man, and if you missed it, so sad. You're going like that.
Mhm.
Unless you stayed and made Dad come back on another loop.
I couldn't believe he would do that either, because I'm telling you, he would never do that for us.
You know what I
Chris and I
can't
hated
would,
believe
about
he-
our
just go.
shower? Does anybody
What?
remember we had to turn the shower on with the pliers?
Oh, yeah.
I hated
Yep.
that.
And you definitely could not turn the water on while someone was in the shower, or it would go from cold to hot to all over the place.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
flush the toilet on somebody
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time on purpose.
Who was it? Who did you
Yes.
flush it on?
I think it was Billy.
Oh.
Because I'd have to pee, and he's like, I'm in the shower. I'm like, the curtain's shut. And then when I left, he'd be like, don't flush the toilet. And I'd be like, psh, bye.
He was like a psycho in the bathroom. Don't you remember? Like, you could not even crack the door when he was in there. He would like,
Oh, yeah.
I remember so many times he like slammed it in my face, and I was just trying to like tell him something, and he would like, get out of here.
But just imagine being the only boy besides Dad and all of us monopolizing the bathroom.
He seemed to do just fine, Kelly. He seemed to do just fine.
I mean, I know he had his own bedroom, which we did not, but that's, yeah. That's a whole other issue, too, when you had to use the bathroom and somebody was in the shower and only one bathroom. And, you know, when you wake up in the morning, you usually have to go to the bathroom. And I have memories of sitting on the steps leading up to our bedroom with my legs shaking because I had to pee so bad and I couldn't get in the bathroom. And then someone would come out and I would dart into the bathroom. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I will never own a house now with less than 2 bathrooms.
100%.
Even if it's only me
Wow.
and Deb, I will always have 2 bathrooms.
For sure.
Okay. So let's play a mini game here, and it's called Bathroom Confessions. And I want you to confess your worst bathroom crime, which could mean, you know, hogging time, using someone else's stuff, or if you just did something really gross. Whatever.
Well,
No
Kathy's was flushing
judgment.
toilet.
Very
Kathy was
nice.
I
flushing
think I
toilet.
win that one.
I also threw Carrie in the shower once because she was
Yes,
taking too long.
He did throw me in the floor.
Give more
Yeah.
context on that, Kath, because I have a vague memory of it, but I'm sure our
You weren't there.
listeners and
You didn't live
viewers.
there.
I wasn't there.
No,
No.
I think you
Okay.
were at school. But I
Yeah.
think do you remember her oh, I wish we had a picture of her with that hair. Remember when your
I
hair
mean,
was
it
permed
was like 19
or whatever and you had it like
big and fluffy.
woo! Yeah.
We can probably
And
find
you know, she was kind of like you, Kelly, and her hair had to be perfecto. And
Good job.
I had to be somewhere, and she was freaking in that bathroom for probably over an hour. And I'm like, listen, if you don't get your ass out of that bathroom now, I'm throwing your ass back in the shower. And she's like, "Ugh, I dare you. Well, I did it. I turned that shower on, and I threw her ass in the shower.
She's like, you threw me in the shower. I'm like, oh my God. So then I ran across the street to Kim's house, I think, banging on your door, Kim, because that's when you lived across the
I
street.
need a shower.
No, she probably was like, Kathy, throw me in the shower.
Yeah, no, I think I was like paddling on her. Yeah. Yep. But that was payback for me eating the M&Ms back in the day, so it's okay.
Right.
It's all right.
The sale
We'll even though it
M&Ms.
evens out. But real quick though, I'll share like I do have some shower memories because even though we had a bit of a different bathroom experience, I personally think I take the cake with the bathroom grossness of washing my hair in the toilet as a child. So I don't know that anybody can really top that.
That was
Well,
sort
you
of
also stood in the
naivety,
toilet
right?
with your new shoes. So
It
That
was
was just-
naivety, but it was pretty gross. So I mean,
I
look at your
have to
toilet.
say, wait a second, and I apologize because Katie and Carrie, I didn't give you your chance to talk about your bathroom experience, which was quite possibly totally different than ours. So
Yeah.
keep going.
Don't you worry. I was going to interject. So I feel like I have like two core memories of bathroom situations. We have the probably pre-Kate world, or maybe when she was still a baby. Of I remember all of you in your distinct spots, except Cam, you're a little fuzzy for me. I don't remember where you got ready. But I remember Chris in front of the register. I remember, like I said, Kelly or Kathy, it must have been you, I'm not sure, but somebody getting ready in that little, open area. Yeah. Definitely remember washing hair in the sink. Definitely remember our brother, like you could not go near the bathroom when he was in it. Um, it was sort of like, I don't know, it was like a free for all in there though. Any other time, I feel like mom, dad, anybody, like it was like, if you needed something, dad, I need my brush, or, you just open it, look and like grab whatever you needed. Um, but then when we were living in the house still and everybody else had moved out and gotten married or, moved out of the house, um, we had two bathrooms because our parents redid the basement bathroom for our father pretty much. So he could have like his own little space, I guess. I don't know. And then they redid the bathroom. So it was a little bit, it was like a notch
Well, I
up.
think that's why they did it, because to redo the bathroom, we had to have another place to
Oh,
go,
okay.
like,
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. We had to have another toilet to use in the meantime.
and a shower, yeah.
Yeah. So we put the shower down the basement in a bathroom, which wasn't very nice, but
But the shower was literally like not
standing
even in a
tub.
room. Yeah, like a standing shower in between the washer and the dryer. Just this, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was not anything nice. So then my second memory is of this one blasting her music. And Kathy, you used to blast your music too in the bathroom.
Yeah, I
So
did.
some of our siblings would take member
still
boom
do.
boxes,
So do
old
I.
old school boom boxes. They would bring their boom box into the bathroom, or CD player in her case. And all I remember is frickin' Mariah Carey blasting at full volume. Yes. So that was like, I mean, blasting. So yes, you two blasted your music. I don't think I ever did that. I don't remember anyone else doing that either. So
Yeah, I
That-
still do
You
it to
listened to
today.
music sometimes when you were getting
maybe
ready.
I did, but not like you.
I think
feel
I
like-
wore off on you. I still do. Yeah. Like and now sometimes it's a podcast, sometimes it's music, but I still
Yeah.
put my phone in my little windowsill.
You
and
need like
listen
a
to it.
bathroom. You need like a shower radio or a shower
Mhm.
something.
Why? This works just
Dad used to have a shower radio.
Yep, he
Uh-huh.
did.
Yeah. So
It
those are
hung
my
in the
memories.
shower. Mhm.
Uh-huh.
How old was I when we redid that bathroom? Because I don't have like distinct memories.
I feel
of
like I
another
was in
bathroom,
college, or no, not college. I was in high school, maybe like,
which means I had to be pretty old.
I was either in middle school or high school. So you're probably like Hunter's age, maybe older.
I just don't have many memories of the bathroom before that.
I think she was
You're not
younger
missing
because they
anything.
redid
Yeah,
the
I do
bathroom after
too.
Grandma died, and Katie was only like, what, 2 when Grandma died?
And I don't think I had bought my house yet.
Yeah, you did.
I was in 5th grade, you guys.
'Cause
No,
you were in your
our
house.
bathroom, it wasn't until like middle school or high school that they did the bathroom.
I would say, I mean, I remember when they
Yeah,
did
I
it, so
wasn't
feel like
home
I was
for
old
any
enough
of
to
that.
have-
But Kim, you were in your house when Grandma died.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
you
moved
were.
there. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, I don't
See?
remember distinctly when it was. It just sort of appeared.
Yep.
That big box
It was
in the middle of the
quite the
bathroom
upgrade
space.
from,
I just remember like even the toilet in that back room in the basement, like I was scared to go down there and use it. Like
it was not nice. That's why.
when the two of us, like the downstairs shower was not like, I feel like I remember occasionally going to use that down there.
Emergency.
Yeah, like at least there was that, but that toilet was not where it was at.
Well, not when Dad was blowing it up all the time. Who wants to go use that toilet? Ugh.
Here's a quick memory I got to share. And you guys kind of triggered when you said that the basement bathroom was done to give Dad his space. You know how I shared sitting on the steps having to go so bad? If I saw Dad go in the bathroom with his newspaper, I knew it was 20 minutes 20 minutes I was going to have to sit
If
there
not more.
and wait to get in the bathroom.
I'm gonna say, listen, compared to like some of the men in my life, 20 minutes is pretty considerate, honestly.
Probably the only silence the poor man got. Like, that was probably like his quiet time.
For sure.
He'll
For
lock
sure.
himself in a room.
I think my husband locks himself in for like 45 most of the time.
I was just reading an article that said there is an increase in hemorrhoids
It's bad for you to sleep like that.
in young people
try and
because
tell
they
him
go in
that.
their bathrooms with the phone and they sit there
scrolling.
for so long.
That's so funny.
I do appreciate every meme that comes up that talks about the back of the shampoo bottles because I would, like,
Oh,
read
yeah. I
it and just
remember
sit
reading
there
the
when you
back
had
of
puppy milk
bottles.
and you would just grab them to.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you all
Wait,
need-
you would read the back of the
Yeah, when you're
bottles
sitting
you're
on the toilet and
Yeah,
you need to
like-
read something
yeah, I
for.
would
Who
grab them
doesn't just
and-
get in and get out?
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what
get
I
in
do.
and
I
go
get
and
in
get
and
out.
out.
But my insides didn't always let me.
I never had that problem. Probably because I
Really?
always
You
waited
never
so
had the
long.
back-
Probably because you weren't raised at the time we were when they were putting chemicals in our food. I mean, hello.
It could be, but I just
You also
And-
didn't have the luxury to sit there because you had the other.
right, and
Yeah.
maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Because even today, I will hold things until
Oh,
It
clearly.
has to
Didn't
happen.
you drive to frickin' North Carolina with only stopping once? I probably
Yeah.
stopped 15 times. Like,
Oh, I did that once with the kids when we drove
Plus,
down.
we didn't
stopped
drink
once.
as much as you guys drink, right? Like, we didn't have water every 20 minutes. We were outside playing, and hell, we didn't have water all day long.
probably
So,
killing your
Hose
kidneys.
water.
I don't
To
think
this
Yeah,
day,
hose
it
water.
bothers me if I go to a
Mhm.
public restroom. I don't know why it takes people so long to pee. I'm like, come on, people! It does not take that long to pee. Wipe your butt and go. It
Get that.
irritates me. I'm like,
So-
what are people doing in there?
We
Reading their
digress. I'm
phone?
sorry.
Go get the kids. Sorry, the dog's being annoying.
The dog, Oakley needs attention.
She needs love.
I have to go back to the bathroom confessions for a second. And Carrie and Katie, you probably have no memory of this whatsoever. But for Kim, Kathy, and Chris, do you remember the lights that used to be in the bathroom? That
Billy
if
throwing
somebody
the
took
thing.
off their clothes and it landed on the light, it started a fire in the bathroom. So that is a confession that at
Wait.
one time I also tossed something that landed up on the light and it caught on fire. Yeah, that was always fun when we would
what
say,
did
the
you
bathroom's
do?
on fire.
It caught on fire at dinner.
What did you do?
Somebody was like, "You smell something?" I thought she tossed it up there because Mom and Dad were like, "Turn off the light." In the bathroom, we were always getting yelled
Oh,
at
yeah,
to turn off the
yeah.
lights in the bathroom,
Yeah.
and you had to turn them. You couldn't just flip a switch, turn
Was
them.
it like a twist?
Yes,
it was
those
a twist.
candelabra
Two
lights.
too twisty? Okay, I kind of remember.
And I think sometimes, like I remember Billy once actually was lazy, and he just threw a towel up there or something, and that caught on fire too. So we had multiple fires in the bathroom. Nothing that was, terrible because we'd smell it right away and they'd put it out. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
I remember that
Hmm.
distinctly.
Interesting.
And then those lights got hard to turn on and off. So that
'Cause
was
they
the
got hot.
problem too.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
got hot.
Yeah, what was
Yeah.
up with that? Just old electrical or what?
Yeah.
what- Yeah.
Yeah,
That house
super
was like
old.
100 years old. It was an
I
old
think-
house.
yeah,
It was
it
the
was
first house on
old.
the street.
I drove by it
Yeah.
the other day and I was horrified.
It
I was like,
looks
oh my
awful.
gosh, it looks terrible. Looks
As
terrible.
particular as Dad was about his yard and his curb appeal, yeah, it was.
beat
It's
up
sad to
and
see.
Unkept. Just
Yeah.
looks bad.
Yeah.
Okay, any other bathroom confessions before we move on?
What
Well, I
happens
was
in the
never in
bathroom
there,
stays in the
so-
bathroom.
Never used the bathroom.
I always hated the window because you'd have to have the window open because we didn't have a fan in the old one.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you'd be like, "Oh, Mrs. Bowling can see my naked."
I know,
body."
I
it's
would
like
say
the
I would-
Marge bowling window.
Or I'd sit there and talk to Dawn going to the bathroom outside.
Or it was winter and you had to prop the window open because it was so
Uh-huh.
steamy in there. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They finally got that window replaced, didn't they? And
Mhm.
Yeah, when
it
they
That-
worked
they did
remodeled
well.
it.
that when they did the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And didn't
Yeah.
they get it frosted?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Great idea.
after we all left.
After we flashed the neighborhood half our lives.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's move on to the upstairs. And for those who are not familiar with the house that we grew up in, my parents had their own bedroom. My brother had his bedroom, but then you went up a flight of stairs and it was just a one big open loft. But there was a closet up there as well. So that was the area that we called our bedroom. And at various points, there were multiple sisters there. I think the most we had at one time was 5 of us. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what were the rules of our bedroom? Let's start there. Anybody remember any rules of the bedroom? Like, were there any territories or invisible lines or
Well, we
Like
each
I
had our
feel like at one
section.
point we actually put tape down between you and
We probably
I think
did.
there was. Like,
I do
Mom had
remember
to
the
actually
rivalry of you
make.
two with
I
the
say I
tape,
think Mom had to
Yes.
actually make like borders.
which
Well, I
shows
think
how
we tried to do that too because Kelly was against the Pohorsky wall. Chris
Yes.
was over by Marge.
Yes.
Kathy was outside of the
middle.
closet.
Yeah.
And Kelly did not like the mess of Kathy. And so Kelly had this rule about nobody being able to go over in her space. But I don't remember it being tape, but she set up these boundaries and I was in the closet at the time.
Yeah, you were
Kim
in
was
the
in the closet, literally.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I was like, excuse me, but if you do that, I can't walk in the closet because I'm going through the boundaries,
You
I
have to
do
explain
recall
your
that.
closet, Kim.
Yeah, explain a closet.
It was a walk-in closet that was probably like a 6 by maybe 14
So it was narrow but
space
With
long.
a
Yeah.
pitched
with
Right.
a pitched
ceiling.
roof, right. So you
And a
really
little
couldn't
window.
stand up entirely, but yeah. But
And-
right, there was a circular window that actually you could push out and open and then pull back in. So it was enough space that and I had a door, a closet door
Yes, you did.
that I could shut.
And
So
you
did-
did shut it.
Did
Uh-huh.
you
It was-
do that on your own accord? Did you
Yeah.
like claim that
Yes.
space to
How
be
did that
yours?
tell us how that all
Yes.
came to be?
I don't recall how it happened, but I told Mom I would paint it and I would move my stuff in there. The biggest thing she had to do was get rid of all the shit that was hanging in there.
Mhm.
And there was a lot of
Mhm.
shit hanging in there. And I don't know what happened to it all. But there was still stuff hanging in there when I moved in there because there were some things she wasn't going to get rid of. Plus, I had to have a place for my clothes. So there was stuff still hanging in there.
So how
But I
old were
painted
you?
it like sunshine yellow. Do you remember the sunshine yellow?
Mhm.
Because it was dark. So I was trying to make it light. Yeah.
How old were you when you claimed this space?
I was in
You were
high
in high
school.
school.
Yeah, I was in high school, I think.
Was it just high school? It wasn't before that?
It might have been like 9th grade, 10th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Who the hell offered
Yeah, I
to
was
paint their own
outside your
space?
closet, Kim, but then I eventually got moved by the attic, remember?
Yes.
Yeah, you were by the
Yes.
In the
attic. I
landing.
remember that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
'Cause
that
then it
wasn't
gave us
until
a big
Carrie
open
came
space.
upstairs.
Right. That
Mhm.
was, yeah.
I think
That
I might have
was-
even been out by then, at
How
least
old
at
was I
college.
when I came upstairs? I feel like, yeah, because it's hard to
You were
remember.
4 when I went to college.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
Katie
usually
wasn't
Mom
here.
kicked you out of Billy's room at 3 or 4.
Yeah. So you had just moved up there when I left, or right before I left.
Because our brother did get the joy of the newborn baby sharing
Yeah,
his
like that had to
bedroom.
have been a blast. Sharing a room.
Not only
with a
once, but
newborn baby.
twice.
Like, what the hell? It was
Well,
like
the way
dark.
he slept, I don't think anyone ever woke him up. So
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah. That
Like
was
most
funny.
most
And
parents
Carrie,
would
when
put
you
the baby
came
in their room.
upstairs, you used to just pick a bed and sleep with people. You didn't sleep in your own bed. You came
No.
and slept with everybody.
I did.
You didn't like to
she'd
sleep
wake
by
up in the
yourself.
middle of the night with her foot like in your face, and I'd be like, "What is this?" And it's Carrie.
I was thinking about this morning, Kath. I distinctly remember, and I had to have been young because you were upstairs sleeping in the bed, and I had climbed in bed with you, and I remember waking up and you had like rolled on top of me, and I remember waking up like, like I had to like wiggle myself out, and I feel like you were a heavy sleeper. I don't think you even woke up. But I was
Yeah, it
thinking
took a
about
lot to wake
that.
me up.
I was like, she tried to kill me.
Do you
Well, you
guys
shouldn't
remember
climb
if
in bed with
Kathy
people. What'd you say?
Kathy,
I
when
like
you would
to
fall
cuddle.
asleep on the couch and
Oh,
we
yeah.
would
Oh
have
my
to
God,
wake
trying to
you up
wake
to
her
go
up.
to bed? Oh, that was nasty.
That was bad. That was
Fists were
bad.
swinging. Yeah.
That's why half the time they just left me on the couch.
Yep. Yep. Because they didn't want to deal with you.
I don't remember that.
Oh, it was
Oh my
bad.
gosh.
Yeah.
If you ever go with Kathy for a procedure, you
Oh, I
are
know that.
screwed
She doesn't wake
because
up.
she does not wake up.
Nope.
So
You're
would
there for the duration.
she would be angry or what?
Oh, just
Oh, yeah.
belligerent and Kim's
Fists,
right.
like
this would,
fists.
yeah.
Did she ever deck any of you? Did she make contact?
I don't
No,
know. I
you
was
you
asleep.
could move, but she was it was
Oh,
Oh, you were
bad.
actually sleeping.
Speaking of
after?
sleeping,
Yeah.
remember when I was a kid and I was trying to sleepwalk out the door? Do you remember that, Kelly?
Uh-huh.
Did you
I
catch
do
me?
remember that. Yes. I
What
do
was I
remember that.
sleepwalking? That was wild.
I feel like I talked in my sleep.
You did a lot.
Mario, I must have done it last night. Mario woke up and he's like, "You were dreaming because you were talking about something."
You used to have whole conversations when we were sleeping upstairs together. Like she would go and I'd be like, "Huh?" And I'd be like, "What?" And she was sleeping, but she would, yeah, you would, you talk a lot in
Apparently, I
your
still
sleep.
do.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember? I hate bringing this up. The rats.
The rats. Yes.
Oh, yes.
I
Yes.
did not live there during the rats.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
had to
God,
throw
that
away
was
all my
Because we
awful.
ran
toys.
to your apartment.
Traumatizing.
Like
Yes.
I had just gone shopping to go back to college and I had all these paper bags from Mark's sitting on the floor of my stuff. And I just remember hearing the scurrying and the bags rattling. And then we jumped up on the bed and we're like, what's happening? It was very scary.
That's what
Well,
I
and to be
remember.
fair, let's just give the context too that the city we lived in had a huge problem with rats coming up people's sewer lines. So it
Well,
wasn't
they
just
were
us. It
working
was
on the
happening.
sewers.
Right. It was happening all over the place.
Oh, we didn't. I don't
Yeah,
think we
all
knew
of our
that at the
neighbors. It
time,
wasn't
though.
just us.
Yeah.
I didn't
Over
know
by
that.
where Leanne lives, that whole area had she
Mhm.
still gets stuff coming up her sewer that they have to be really careful with.
No, thank you. Yeah. No, thank you.
I remember
Yeah.
Kelly jumping to Chris's bed and
Yeah, I
those two
remember
like
that too.
I
With a
think it's
broom or
my
something?
Kathy. And I jumped up out of my bed and leaped to Kelly's bed and leaped to Chris's bed. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, you're just going to leave me over there? And I think one of you had a yellow plastic baseball bat.
Well, that's possible.
I think it was Chris, maybe.
Might have been me.
Because I feel
Might
like
have
I
been
was
me.
up there too then.
I think
I
you
think
Yeah,
you
I
were
was
because I
gone.
leaped from because at that time I was where Kelly used to be because she was at college, so we switched around the beds, and I leaped from like to Kelly's bed to Carrie's bed to Chris's bed. I never touched the floor.
Yeah. Well, I remember all my toys on the porch. So they found one in the porch or something, and I had to throw away all my toys. That's
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
all
because
my
it was
toys
dead.
were.
It was a
Yeah, we
dead
had
one,
to
and
throw 'em all
Mom's like,
away.
"You're not keeping that stuff."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
So if we
Yeah, that
talk
was
about
awful.
any like unwritten rules in our loft area bedroom, the one that comes to mind for me is don't go in Kim's room. And whether
yeah.
that was truly a rule or not, it was in my head. Like, you just don't go in Kim's room.
Oh no,
So
Kim
if I,
made that rule.
yeah. So if I ever broke a rule, it was if I wanted to wear something of Kim's and I went in her room, it was like, is anybody going to find me? You know? So that was my unwritten rule.
Wait, for the older people, because I think they remodeled the upstairs also when Carrie and Katie were up there. Do you guys remember that hideous white and green tile?
Oh,
floor?
yeah.
Oh, yes.
that we
Yeah.
had?
I remember that too.
That tile was
It
atrocious.
was up there for a while.
Yeah.
But the wall's pink until we
Yeah.
sponge painted.
And then
them.
the tiles were like coming up from
Yeah.
the floor.
Right. Oh yeah, half the
Sometimes you would
tiles were
cut your
missing
foot
when we
on
were
it.
growing
Oh,
up.
yeah. They would cut your
Yeah.
foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was pink. That whole room was pink when I lived there
And then
until I
remember there
painted
was
my
that, like,
closet.
long landing to the side and that little tiny attic door? Do you remember,
Uh-huh.
you know?
Oh, see, now to me, that's another unwritten rule is don't open
Don't go
those
in
attic
that door,
doors.
yeah. Those attics freaked
The
me out
boogeyman's
anyway.
in
Honestly, I
there.
don't even know what was in there, but I feel like, yeah, I never opened that door either.
It was a
Yeah,
bunch
mom
of pink
stored Christmas stuff in
it was
there and
pink
everything, but yeah, we
that
didn't go in
stuff,
there.
that pink stuff that
The
you put in
pink and white
attics.
check
Insulation, yeah.
Yeah,
on the doors.
Insulation.
a lot of insulation.
The big attic was the scary attic.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't go in there. I didn't like to go in
Yep.
there.
There were a lot of clothes hanging in there too.
Yeah, it
Do you
was like
remember when we used to sit on the landing and hang our feet over the side? And we'd hold on to those X things?
I feel like we do a
Yes.
lot of stuff on
Mhm.
that landing.
Yep.
Yep.
It is
Yeah.
amazing we did not fall and kill ourselves in that landing.
Yeah. That is true.
Well, I remember
Even the
one time
steps.
well, the
Yeah.
steps were dangerous. I remember one time, I don't know what I was thinking. I was probably like in high school at this time. I tried to jump. Remember, we always put that stupid gate up, like in
Yeah.
front of the steps, so
At
no
the
kids.
bottom of the
Yes,
stairs?
yeah. And for some reason, I tried to jump up over it, and I smacked my
Oh,
head on
oh,
the
Of the top
Ooh.
yes
Ooh.
on the
the doorway.
yeah
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah
gosh.
yeah that was bad. A lot of tripping up the stairs because remember the stairs weren't carpeted for a
Mm-mm.
long time.
Mm-mm.
No, they were
They
They're
wood.
were
hard.
for us for a while, and then they took that lovely green speckled
Shag.
carpet off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Do
then
you
they were
remember
like
when
dark
Mom put
brown.
the little square pieces
Treads.
up the yeah, and we used to have to that was one of our chores. We had to clean the steps up
Scrub
to
the
the bedroom.
stairs. I do remember scrubbing the stairs.
Mhm.
And our clothes piled up on the stairs to take
Yep.
upstairs that we would
Yep.
just walk past 30 times before Dad blew his lid, and then finally we would take them upstairs.
Yep. I remember that.
We always had crap up those steps. Any toys, Mom would just throw them there. Take that upstairs next time you go up.
I feel like that
Yep.
continued
Sure.
because I feel like they yelled at me for having my stuff on the stairs too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Remember the
Well,
built-in
and I
cupboard?
said, on a good note of everybody being upstairs, I remember playing you all to sleep to Bojangles on the guitar.
Oh yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
I used
that
to
was
play the
it.
guitar a lot at night.
Yeah, that was a good positive thing about everybody being up there.
Yeah.
That's how we learned all the John Denver songs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did you
Yep.
guys ever stay up and have like late night sister talks?
All
We
the
would
time.
talk in bed. We would just lay in bed and talk
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
with the lights out. Yeah.
Like
But
night,
that
John
was
boy.
yeah.
Is that where
Yeah.
that started? Didn't that start somewhere?
Yeah.
On the
But then I
Waltons.
remember though, like Kathy though always had to have music on to fall asleep. So it wasn't always quiet up there because some people had to have music on and some people didn't.
And there were no like iPods or things like
Right.
that
Right.
then.
Like you just put your radio on. So
Yeah.
essentially
about-
everybody went to bed to it.
How about the light that we had to turn off, which didn't have a switch? You had
yeah,
to
we had to-
climb up and pull the
jump.
thing,
You had to
and
jump
nobody
and grab
wanted
the
to do
thing.
it.
God,
Because
So
we were all
everybody's
in bed
laying in
comfy, and then
bed.
we'd be like, damn it, who's going to get up and turn off the light?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We had a
Or
string
we
on
would
it for
turn
a
off the lights
while,
and
but
lay there,
the string would
and it'd
come
be
off.
quiet. And someone would go, is anybody awake?
Oh yeah. We did a lot of giggling in that instance, we'd wake each other up and yeah, wouldn't be good.
I could not imagine people like doing that today. Everybody's too spoiled.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
You know,
yeah.
that's yeah.
like there's no way. There's no way.
I don't know
you
why
would
parents
have-
think their kids have to have separate bedrooms these days. They're missing out.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's funny because, I read a lot of things for real estate. And that's what it was saying that, the generation that's currently buying first homes, they have so many must haves that didn't exist 20 or 30 years ago. And they fuss because they have to spend so much. But comparatively, it's not just the fact that housing is expensive, which it is, but there are also sort of the requirements have fundamentally changed.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not even be square footage, but it's space that's individual.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's-
is interesting.
It's interesting to think, though, if that's like an American thing, because you think about
Probably.
other
Oh, yeah.
families that definitely live the way we grew up,
Oh,
and,
yeah. Yeah.
it's there like, going to college for me and having a roommate was nothing. Like,
Right.
having just one roommate was amazing,
Right.
So, there were
So
some
true.
positives for sure to learning to have to share a space and getting along with one another, and
Absolutely.
there were lots of good things that came out of sharing a bedroom.
Well, good
I would
news. You'll get to do it again in July when we're all on our family
That's
vacation.
right. Right.
You should have heard my husband this morning. He's like, "Okay, if we're gonna sleep on the mattress, like, where are we gonna be?" And
This
I
was
was like,
what I was thinking, because since we're going to the same house, your best bet's gonna be up in the living room by that half bath, so if you gotta pee
Yeah.
in the middle of the night, you got
Yeah.
a bathroom right there.
That's exactly what he said. He
We'll
said,
make
"I
that the
need"
little bedroom.
he said, "I need a restroom close." I said, "Yeah, we can sleep upstairs." I said, "But you gotta be ready because your brother-in-law is gonna be watching TV at 5 o'clock in the morning." And he was
Yeah.
fine with that because
Exactly.
he does the same thing, so but at first I thought, well, we could go down in the game room and it'd be real quiet down there. And he goes,
But
"Is
there's
there a
no
bathroom there?"
bathroom.
And I'm
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
there's no
"No,
bathroom.
I don't know."
There's not.
No bathroom.
Yeah.
Listen to us, how we used to survive versus how we
Well,
wanna
now we're
survive
all a little bit
today.
older,
Now we
and
need a bathroom.
we can't sit and wait like we used to, right?
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Got a taste of the good life and you can't go back.
Yep. That's what
So,
happens.
when you think about our house, was there a spot then? Because we didn't really have the opportunity for a lot of
Come on,
alone
Muse.
time. So, was there a spot that you remember going to if you wanted alone time or, just to
No.
be by
No, there
yourself?
was no
No.
There was
privacy
no alone time.
outside. Outside was my alone time.
Mhm.
Yeah, away from the house.
Yeah,
When
outside.
when we first moved there, right? I used to love to sit in that front foyer and close the door with the glass windows
Mhm.
and just sit in there by myself.
But don't forget there was one glass pane missing.
Well, there wasn't always one glass pane missing.
Yeah, Kathy, I think me, you, and Bill were responsible for that one pane that was missing.
I don't think I was responsible. I think I was too little because there is a photo of me about 18 months coming through the window because I would crawl
You're
in and out
right.
of the window. So maybe
Yep.
you, Chris and Billy?
Hey,
Maybe.
wait a minute. Don't put me in that. Wait a
Well,
minute.
Billy would have been young too because we were only 15 months apart. So maybe it
So
was the
it was
three older
Kelly.
girls.
This is the bad side of her
Confession.
that we never thought existed.
It's possible. I truly don't know. Another repressed memory.
Yeah. Convenient how that works for you. I
Anything
broke the
bad
rule.
she
Right.
did
I
is
broke the
repressed.
rule. I don't remember.
Yeah, just
We should ask Mom
outside,
about that
though.
one.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we were I don't know, like, I feel like I woke up and was outside from, like I remember Mom used to get mad because we were up so early. I go over across on Henning, and I go play with Kelly Cernka and all the people across that way, and we would be out and on the streets
Yep.
at 7 AM, ready to roll.
Yeah. We
So
definitely used to be up and out early. I remember before we moved to Parkview when we were on Malden, Chris, and I remember Mrs. Panito making boiled eggs for us for breakfast because we were going to eat breakfast and then go across the street to the playground.
Yep. Yep.
And that had to be at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And we were already out playing.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But she wouldn't let Joey out without breakfast. So she'd make us a soft boiled egg too.
Joey Panito. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But to your point, I don't think there was any quiet space inside. At least for maybe Katie, eventually for you.
I mean, yeah. I mean, once Carrie went to college, I had the house to myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why I like quiet so much now because growing up there was like so much like chaos that I like quiet. I enjoy
Well,
it.
it's funny because when Lou and I moved to the apartment, I was miserable for probably the first, God, I don't think it was a year, but maybe it was because there were not people around. like at dinner or just to talk to in the evening, like I was by myself and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. It took me the longest time to adjust to that.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I ever adjusted to it in the
I was gonna say,
in
I
the
feel like you
apartment.
still like to have a lot of people around you, don't you?
It's
I
probably why you
do.
moved across the street and then you'd join them for dinner
Honest
every
to God, I
night.
think that was part of it, right? Because that was my whole community was family
Mm-hmm.
when we were growing up, and then all of a sudden you didn't have anybody. And Lou'd be working at night at the museum or something, and I'd be sitting there by myself at dinner, and that
Mm.
was the worst. It was the worst to me. Yeah.
Did any of other of you guys struggle like that with that
Trying to
transition
remember.
into?
No.
Kelly says nope.
Well, I remember
No.
being upset as a kid when they would leave. Like, I remember being sad every time, like, because, you're used to this house full of people. And then, like, progressively everybody went to school, then they got married, and then they just moved out. So I remember I was like, that took me a minute because I didn't
Yeah,
like
that
it.
must have been
Like, my,
hard
yeah,
to watch that, the coming
yeah,
and the going all the time.
it was. It was like, I remember being sad about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you saw a lot of it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
and Katie
you
too. Like
did.
Katie saw everybody.
I don't remember. I only remember her going,
Well,
and I feel like at that point
she was probably ready
I
to get
was
rid of
gonna
me.
say we fought so much. I was like, "Yay, I get space to myself."
Because she was little even by the time I left, because there's only, 5 years between you and Robbie and 6 between you and Cody?
Or between her and Robbie.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like yeah, like I said, I remember that one instance of like you trying to suffocate me, but other than that, I don't really
What?
remember.
It
Yeah,
goes
turned
from
into
her
you
crawling
trying
into
to
bed with
suffocate her.
me to I tried to suffocate her.
Just saying. Other than that, yeah, like I don't know as though I have memories. I do remember when your husband had bought a ring to propose to you, and you were sitting on said stairs, and you made me come and tell you what his secret was. You
Wait,
used
Kim
me.
did this?
No, Kathy.
You used
Oh,
Like when Bill proposed to her?
Well, I think he was like talking to the family, like maybe he was talking to dad. I don't know. I think he had bought a ring and he was showing like whoever was at the house. And maybe it's just because I was so little, like I happened to be there. But I remember like Kathy was sitting on the stairs up to the bedroom and she was like, "You gotta come back and tell me what it is."
Oh, okay.
And I think I remember going back and being like, "It's a ring."
way to ruin the surprise, Kath.
Yeah,
Do you
right.
remember that, Kathy?
Vaguely.
Repressed. She
Right.
repressed it.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
All right. So if we could go back in time and do it all again and have your own room and your own bathroom, would you do it?
I'd
don't
have to
know.
say
It would
probably
be so
no.
different.
Yeah, I would
I would probably say no.
no.
I mean, would I have liked to have had a second bathroom? Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Wait, what's the question? If you could go back and have your own room and your own bathroom,
Would you do it?
so like
Well,
change how it would have been
yes.
growing up is what you're asking? Okay.
Katie, you kind of had your own bedroom and own
I was say
bathroom.
I don't count myself. I just was confused about this question.
I don't know. I don't think it was so bad having all of us in the bedroom because even if you were scared of the dark, you had everybody in there with you.
Except
sure.
that your little
Yeah.
sister would read your diary and eat your candy bars and
Of course you did.
get into your shoes and, all that stuff.
it made for a lot of fun, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure
for
there was
Maybe
a lot
not
of
in the moment, but
right. I'm sure there was a lot of things that used to aggravate the hell out of me, but I don't remember those,
Right.
Well, and I remember when we were younger, I don't know what we were doing, but like we wouldn't go to bed right away. And I think we might have been jumping on beds or just,
Oh yeah.
doing
used
stuff.
to
I
break
just remember
beds.
mom screaming up the steps, "If you girls don't go to bed right now," da, 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 da. And it was like, oh,
You remember breaking our beds, Chris, all the time
Uh-huh.
because we were
I
jumping
d-
on the bed?
I remember that.
you would just hear the bed go clunk, and we'd be like, oh no.
Exactly. We were like fanatical bed jumpers, like crazy bed jumpers.
What
Well,
about
if you think about it,
workout?
Kim, it was kind of like our trampoline.
It really totally was.
Yeah.
It totally
But
was.
don't
Yeah.
all kids
We
we
would
would do
jump on the beds
flips.
all the time. And because our walls were slanted, remember you could jump and touch
And
them?
hit it.
Oh,
Who could ever
I do
tap the
remember
wall?
that.
It's kind of like a
I'm
game.
surprised we didn't put a hole in one of those walls.
Oh, yeah.
Walls
Oh,
are made
yeah.
Well,
of
they were
different
the good
Wait,
plaster
Remember
walls.
the chute to the basement? I always wanted to try to go down that. You know, like I'm good thing I never did it. But I always thought it would be fun to put a pile of clothes in the bottom, you know, and just like drop yourself down the chute and land in the pile of clothes.
I don't know why, but we either talked about it or we talked about putting a baby down the chute. One of you guys. Like,
think-
somebody would be there at the bottom and they would catch them, but we could just put them down the chute.
I think that was
distinctly
Billy
remember
because I
talking-
remember Mom
It's
talking
probably
about
Billy.
that.
Yeah,
talking about it with
I have a
somebody.
memory of Billy too. Yeah.
I think it was Billy because I remember Mom being like, "You always tried to throw Billy down the chute."
Well, because it was like, well, Chris, you go down there.
Yeah,
and
it
you
was a
can
straight
touch him.
shot. You just, let him go. And,
Yeah, I do distinctly remember that.
You know, it's
Well, and that's the other thing. I
interesting.
mean, as we were growing up, there were babies everywhere, right? Because there were just constantly more babies.
Mm-hmm.
It's
More babies to
interesting
play with,
listening
sleep with.
to this because just listening to you guys talk, I'm wondering how much of that dynamic growing up contributes to the close relationships we have now as adults. Like you guys were forced to face adversity. You had no choice. You all had to get along with each other. You had to figure it out. I wonder if that.
And I think back a lot about even our chores, right? And I mean, you guys clearly had them too, still after we left, because it was
kind of half-assed
wash the
chores, but yeah.
step on
Dad would
Saturday
write them
before
out
anything
and
could
hang them on the
happen.
oven.
Right. And we had very distinct chores. And I believe that is huge too, because, Billy frickin' hardly ever did a chore. Because
His chore was always to clean
strategically-
his bedroom.
Didn't
well,
do
he
chores.
stayed in bed, right? And we couldn't go outside until all the chores were done. So you strategically had to, work with him to be able to go outside. And eventually we'd be just like, screw you, we're cleaning the steps so we could go outside. So he would totally avoid the chores. I mean, there was a lot of life lessons in those goddamn chores,
Negotiating.
I'll tell you right
Yep.
now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Remember how stinky his bedroom was?
Oh my God.
Well, it didn't
was
help that
like-
there was a ferret running around
Oh
in
my
his room.
God. Or a snake in the house.
Kim hated that ferret.
That
Oh.
ferret was disgusting. The ferret bit me one time and he yelled
Yeah,
at
it was
me.
scary. I did
Probably
not
Yelled
like it.
at
He
you.
did. He yelled at me for going in his room.
And that was all Grandma's fault.
The ferret was
gross.
named Ricky. Do you remember?
Well, after
Yeah,
Ricky
Ricky
Tikki
Tikki
Tavi.
Tavi.
Ricky
But
Tikki
why
Tumbo.
was it Grandma's fault?
She got the damn ferret.
Oh.
It stunk.
He had
Grandma-
ferrets, turtles, snakes,
Lizards.
all kinds of shit in there.
Do you remember when that big snake got loose?
Yes.
Yes.
And Mom was like, but it never got loose because Mom took it to the pet store and got rid of it.
No, there
Oh,
was one honey
really?
that got
We
loose
lay
in the
in bed,
basement.
panicked that the snake was going to get us, and it was never even in the house.
I didn't know
No, there
that.
was one in the basement.
there
Because
was
didn't
one
we
in the
find him
basement.
dead?
It was like
No,
about
we found the skin, the shedded
big.
skin.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
But
when
Mom
my
got rid of one.
hamster got lost in the wall?
All of our
Yes.
hamsters did. We'd catch them in the big register in the living room. We'd have to take the crate off, and we'd be like, come here. Or you'd have to go down behind the bar, and they'd be at the bottom of the register.
How did those damn things
I don't
know where to go?
Yeah, it's so weird. So
It
I
weird.
is
mean, we always used to
crazy.
get them back. It's not like
No,
they
mine was
died in the
dead.
wall.
Mine died in the wall.
Oh, yours did.
Oh, did it smell?
I don't remember. I just remember it died in the wall.
Do you remember when I brought home the guinea pig and you touched it?
Oh yeah, then you got a
I remember
reaction.
touching a guinea pig in preschool
Blowing
at
up?
LCPC. We went to the pet. Remember there was that pet store right by LCPC back in the day,
Petland.
by By right by where
Yeah,
By Right
Petland.
was. And I remember we went one day for like, I don't know, a field trip. And I just remember they let us pet the guinea pigs and stuff. And I remember walking home back to LCPC with all the kids. And I just remember like my face just started feeling so weird. And I can still remember feeling like something wasn't right. And apparently it wasn't. But
Yeah, because when you were a baby, you were younger. Because I was in elementary school, and I brought home the guinea pig for spring break, and you touched it, and your face blew up like a
Oh, yeah.
balloon, and mom was like, "Ah!" Like, "I need Benadryl!"
yeah,
I remember that.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So you can't have guinea pigs.
no.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I didn't
Not that
have any
anyone would
plans
want
to have guinea
a
pigs.
rat-looking
but
like animal, but
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So to finish up, we're going to play a quick lightning round, and I'm going to say something and just answer. And everybody's got to answer. So we'll go from Kim to Katie and Carrie there. So worst bathroom hog.
I don't feel like I can play this game.
Kelly,
I'm gonna say Katie.
I
Chris.
don't know. Most of it's either Kim or Kelly, because most of my life was with Kim or Kelly, and I was never in there. So that's really hard for me to answer. I'm gonna say Kim and
I'll
Kelly.
count myself in.
Okay.
I was a bathroom hog.
it was Kelly. Trust me. I was in a hallway or in the
Yeah, I
dining
would
room.
say Kelly.
Okay, Kelly.
Okay. Best late night bedroom conversation.
Oh.
We had a lot of them. I don't remember distinctly what they were about. They were usually, I don't know. I just remember having them and laughing like hysterically in our beds.
I feel like we always used to discuss like TV shows,
I don't know.
like
I don't
Chips or
remember.
Charlie's Angels, or
I used to
like
lay
what
in
happened on the
bed
show.
and listen to this one talk on the phone to like her boyfriends or her friends and
That
be
had to be entertaining.
them. And I feel like sometimes I'd be like, get off the phone.
Or Liz. I was thinking Liz we'd be upstairs with Liz and the dog, Missy.
Missy.
Does anybody
right.
remember when Grandma lived with us and she would sleep upstairs and her stomach would like gurgle and make all these noises all night long and it would keep me awake? Like I remember thinking, holy cow, now my
No.
stomach does the same thing. But I totally remember that.
I
Kathy,
think
do you remember that?
Cody,
I don't think
or
I was
think
there.
Kim and Chris
Me either.
were in college then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys weren't there when she was there because she
She
wasn't
made
there
a lot of
long.
noises.
Don't brush your hair, Hattie.
And she only
I
lived
just-
with us for what, a week or two, because Helen went on vacation or something, I think.
Oh, no,
Your
no.
brush
She
and
was
bring
with
it over
us
here.
for a while.
Yeah, she
Was
lived with
she?
us.
Yeah.
Your grandma?
I don't feel like it was
Yeah.
that long.
I just remember she watched old movies till like 3:00 in the morning.
She watched Jeopardy and Murder She Wrote all
Right,
the time.
Angela
Dr.
I remember
Lansbury.
watching it
Right.
with her.
Right.
What were they doing bringing extra bodies into the house when you already had?
I don't know, but she would smoke her cigarettes, more cigarettes, and I remember I would pick them up. I would pick up her butts, and I would pretend like I was smoking. Oh yeah,
That's when she went through her bout of depression that she
yeah.
lived
She
with
was
us.
Yeah.
she was kind of a hot mess in hindsight.
Yeah.
And then Mom had Katie, and boom, she was fine.
Her Dolly,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
her
Yep.
Coco, and her Dolly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, our family had clear
Katie.
favorites.
Well, because
Yes.
didn't she go through a depression before you were born, Kelly? And it's like these babies brought her out of the depression and they became her favorites.
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
All I
know.
know is she was anti-Mame. That's all I know.
Yeah. Okay. 2 more questions here. One thing you would never share again.
You mean an object?
Probably
A
a
room?
bedroom
What are you
now.
talking about?
Now I would never
Whatever.
share a bedroom again or a bathroom. I like having my own bathroom. I won't even let my husband in there.
Yeah, I kind of like having my own bathroom too.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have 2 bathrooms in our house, and there's 2 people, and we share the one in our master bedroom. But I like my bathroom.
I'm with you, Chris.
I don't care. I'll share whatever. As long as I can do what I need to do, I'm good.
I remember sharing hairbrushes and fighting over hairbrushes, so I'll keep my hairbrush, I guess.
I feel like for me, it's gotta be the bedroom just 'cause I like, like, I like it dark, I like it quiet, I can't be dealing with people who don't like that stuff.
And last one thing you're glad that you shared.
The
I
bedroom.
think for sure the bedroom,
Yeah, the
yeah.
bedroom.
Absolutely. The
Yeah.
bedroom, for sure.
I was
Like
gonna
you
say
said, maybe not at the moment, but now when I
yeah.
look at it, for sure.
Well, and
Well,
I
yeah,
look at
because
that
Kim was in the closet.
I wasn't
I look
always in
at that bedroom as, like, shared time,
Oh,
so that
yeah.
was time that we spent together that maybe was forced, but I don't think any of us minded it, and you can't get that back,
For
you
sure.
No,
know?
for sure, yeah.
I kind of think of the house that way though. I almost feel like I have more like the bedroom for sure a little bit for me, right? But I look more fondly on the kitchen than for whatever
Mm.
reason. Like and that's like from a kid up until probably I moved out of that place. Like I feel like there were some great conversations that happened around the kitchen table. Even my friends will be like, "Oh my god, you're around your kitchen table." It was like that's where we would sit and talk or sit and just hang out. So,
Yep, yep, for sure. Because when people did leave, that's where they all came back to, right? Either
yeah.
the dining room or the kitchen table, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yep, I used to come over for every possible meal I could once my family moved out. Mom would make food, and I'd bring my husband and my kid, and we'd come over.
Yep.
And it was a full-on, pork chops, mashed potatoes, salad, vegetable meal that I didn't
Yeah.
have to make.
I mean, they totally had every like, I don't know how they did that. Well, that was dad was very they were very, every a main dish, a side, a salad, a drink, they covered it all the time.
And
Uh-huh.
we would
Yep.
always get excited if there was actually a dessert that mom made.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh. For sure.
I
I
don't
just,
remember her
like
making desserts,
no,
do
I don't
you?
remember
She didn't make
desserts
us
often.
desserts.
Oh,
We got
yeah.
other desserts.
I feel like we had ice cream and stuff a lot at the
We did.
house.
Cookies.
I just like as an adult now, like one, that's expensive, and two, there's the time, and I just don't know how they did it.
I think the time was the biggest thing because even I don't know if you remember, Chris, but, like, she made lunch every day. We had lunch every
Oh,
day,
Like
yeah.
even when we
Don't you
weren't in
remember?
school.
That was back in the
Even
day
when we
when we
weren't in
would
school.
leave the school for lunch, and then you would go back to school. They didn't
Remember
have
the Mrs.
school lunches.
Volker sandwiches that she used to make at lunchtime? Her special
Absolutely.
mix of deli meats and
Yep.
cheese and
Mom?
Yep.
bun.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because all the kids on our street would come to mom's house because she was a stay-at-home mom, and she would have, like, Polks would come, Reeds would come, and she'd
Oh, I didn't know
feed them all
that.
lunch, and then we'd all walk back to school.
Yep.
Yep.
Didn't know
And
that.
it'd be a soup, or I remember like tomato soup and
Oh,
grilled
yeah.
Grilled
cheese,
cheese.
and yeah.
I did love her grilled cheeses. There was some I never can make grilled cheeses the way she used to make grilled cheeses. I don't know what it
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
she didn't make them in a frying pan, she would broil them in the oven.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
Yeah, and
can
there wasn't like Chris and Kathy were saying, there wasn't really daycare at lunchtime then. So mom
right.
would let the kids all come to her house, and those moms would pay mom for food,
Oh,
and
okay.
she would feed everybody lunch.
Because I mean, back in those days, the elementary schools you did not eat lunch at school.
right. Right. So
That's
Bear at the beach, you'll have to say to Mama, "Could you please make me a grilled cheese, please?"
Well, see, now I won't eat the damn bread or the cheese, so
Oh,
it's
well.
like
Or a Mrs. Volker special.
Right.
yeah,
Oh,
Right.
give me a
those were
Mrs.
good. Those
Yeah,
Volker.
were
we'll
good
say that to Mom
sandwiches.
at the beach. We want a
We want
Mrs.
a
Volker
Mrs. Volker
special sandwich.
special.
Yeah.
Do
They
it.
were good. And then you graduated to dad's packed lunches where your orange tasted like aftershave.
Yep. Yep. It
Well,
did.
remember his
It
carrot
did.
sticks? There were always carrot
Oh, yeah.
sticks in that lunch.
The carrot
Yep.
that he would peel the carrots and cut them the morning of.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And
But they
tuna
would
fish
taste like
sandwiches
aftershave.
he'd like to make. Tuna fish was big.
Oh, during Lent,
Salami.
every
Salami.
Friday during
Salami.
Lent, you would have that tuna fish sandwich in your lunch.
Yep. Yep.
And
And I'd be
remember the
like, "We're not
people that would
Catholic."
only eat salami? I mean, there were people
Yes.
in our house that would only eat plain salami on 2 pieces of bread.
Mhm.
Yes.
Who is that?
Kelly.
Really like
Billy
peanut
did
butter
that
and
too.
jelly, I thought. Hence her
I
name,
did.
Jelly
We
Belly.
did we occasionally got the peanut butter and jelly. I think
Oh,
peanut
yeah.
butter and jelly was a little harder to make in his time frame because remember, he was packing 5 lunches basically.
This is how
4 or 5
Kelly got
lunches.
her Kelly Jelly Belly nickname.
Yeah.
Kelly used to take Lay's potato chips, smash them in a bowl, a spoonful of peanut butter, and a spoonful of grape jelly, and she'd stir it all up, and then she'd eat it. And
was the
Dad's like, "Why are
best.
you always eating a bowl of jelly, Kelly Jelly Belly?"
Listen, who hasn't taken a peanut butter and jelly and
Oh, yeah,
smashed
for
potato
sure.
chips
Yeah,
on
for
it?
Sure.
I
It's
just
good.
eliminated the bread.
Yeah. You were
She's
low
being
carb
carb
before low
conscious.
carb even existed.
That's right.
Lower carb.
Well, yes, that's
There
true.
were carbs in her
Dad
potato
did
chips.
maybe that's where I get my nicknames for. He did have some good nicknames. Like he was good at that, coming up with nicknames.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
where or just weird sayings. I don't know. I feel like he always
Yeah,
said
you
weird
got that
stuff.
from somebody, Bear, because you got sayings everywhere.
Yeah. I
And
don't
it's
know, maybe
funny
that's my
because when he passed away and I was talking to the people at work that he worked with, they had Volkerisms and they sent them to me and I don't know what I did with that. They're in
Yeah,
my
you have to
email, I
find them,
think.
Kim. You have to
Yeah,
find them.
but he had phrases all the time that they used to say, "Oh my gosh, that's such a Volkerism," that he would use at work, same kind of thing. So yeah, he must have been a one-liner kind of person.
That's funny.
Yeah, like what's
Yeah.
going down, Denver Brown?
Right.
Well, if you think about our brother's current ability to write these things that make us all just laugh hysterically, I think he got that from somebody.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you know what I thought of the other day? And I don't know where we got this from. I don't even know why I thought of it. Do you remember when we used to say rubber baby buggy bumpers all the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Wasn't
where
it
did
from
that come
Mom?
from?
I don't
It
know.
was
Did Mom say
it
it? Or
was like seashores by the seaside, remember?
probably
There were a
speech
bunch of
class,
them.
rubber baby buggy bumpers, tongue twisters, right?
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Yeah.
It
Mom would
popped in
do
my
that
head
with
the other
us.
day. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it.
That'd probably be a thing for what's her face for speech. Rubber
My
baby
daughter.
buggy. Yeah, bumpers.
She needs to work
Rubber
on her
baby buggy
Rs.
bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. It is hard to say.
Yeah.
It's very
We
hard,
used to
yeah.
do things like that, though. Like we would have a competition on who could say it.
Yep.
So,
How
yeah.
much
Well,
would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
right.
That's another one.
Exactly.
Dad said that all the time.
Yep. Yep.
Like, where did those come from?
And Aunt
Or
Heidi used to read us nursery rhymes all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
do
Yeah,
kids
Mother
do
So we
Goose
nursery
knew
rhymes?
all our
Goose book.
nursery rhymes.
Is that like a thing anymore? Nursery rhymes
I
for
feel like
little
they did
kids?
it in preschool.
Yeah, they still have that Mother Goose book. It's still in
Well, and I
print.
think they read, they read stuff. It might not be exactly the same, but they read stuff for sure.
Some of
It's
them might
just
not be
there's new
politically
things,
correct
right? Like
these
Danny
days.
Go does a lot of tongue twisters with the kids. He has a little, I'd call it an exercise show, but he makes it
I
thematic.
know Danny Go.
I
I've
know
never
Danny
seen
Go.
it.
We all know
And he
Danny
does his,
Go.
his little tongue twisters that Flippin' Louie can say, but I can't say them at all because they're so damn fast.
Chris, we'll
You have to
introduce you to
come.
Danny Go if
You're
you
good.
don't know who he
I
is.
think Louis
I don't
introduced
know
me
who
to
Danny
him.
Go is.
Yeah,
I'm
Louis
sure
already
it
introduced
is,
me
but
to him.
yeah, Sailor
Yeah.
might.
So they
Miss
get their
Rachel and
daily
Danny Go were
movement.
like the new toddler things,
I'll have to ask her next. Well, they don't let her watch much. I mean, that girl, she likes to play.
That's
But I-
good.
but-
good.
Doesn't
But I
have
want you to know,
technology.
we made it to an hour in the podcast before now we've just totally gone left.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. We go left sometimes. That's all right.
All right, I'll circle us back around. So today has been a real walk down memory lane for us, just thinking about what life was like growing up with one bathroom and one loft bedroom that we all shared. So I hope you enjoyed hearing our memories, and we invite our listeners or viewers to share with us any childhood memories you may have that are either similar to ours or way different than ours, because you only know what you know. And I'm sure some of you had some way different experiences than we did, and we would love to hear about those. So we hope you enjoyed our episode, and got a few laughs from learning about our household growing up.
See you in a few
Bye.
weeks.
Thanks for hanging with the sisters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the love, because every story sounds better on 6Ks and a mic.